Hey, it's Mike. I'm back doing another Vinyl Finds video. This is going to be mostly records that I have special ordered, and a couple that I actually physically went into a record store, an actual record store, and bought it off their shelf. So I don't really do that a whole lot. Don't really get the opportunity to do that, but I did on these. So that's what I'm going to show today. So let's get started. This first one, an electronic band out of Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. Purity Ring. This is their fourth studio album, self-titled. Their first three records were on 4AD Records. This one is the first one that's not on 4AD. Comes in this nice gatefold with the lyrics, and then there's the back with the song titles. Really nice looking packaging and stuff. Really, it's their first three albums are really kind of strange electronic pop, but kind of with like a darker kind of undertone to it. Kind of a just something about it. It's just kind of off and unsettling, but really good. Really good electronic music. Pop, but female vocals. But this one is kind of more straight up electronic pop. It doesn't really have that kind of sinister undertones, the darker undertones that their first three albums had. But it's good. I started a new job, and I have to commute in at 3 days a week now, whereas before I was just working 5 days a week from home. So it's kind of transitioned into this situation where I have a bit of free time in the morning and after work to listen to stream a lot of these records and get a feel for them before I buy them and decide whether or not I want to get it or not. So I'm not buying stuff and then end up being disappointed. Or just give me a chance to listen to it just in general. I just really like listening to music on the drive, and I've been listening to this album a couple times, and I enjoyed it. I think it's a decent album. It's not as good as their last two, I don't think. Maybe it'll become that at some point, but for right now, it's a good, decent album. So happy to buy it. They're touring around right now. I think I missed them. I think they came through Phoenix and I missed them, or maybe they haven't played yet. I'm not sure. I stopped seeing notifications on my Facebook about the show, so I think it might have already passed. But I've already seen them a couple of times anyway. Yeah, so Purity Ring out of Edmonton, Alberta. Megan and Corin are the two band members. This is the vinyl, which I think is probably going to be my top colored vinyl of the year submission. I think it looks really nice. It's kind of this purple paint, it looks like purple paint that was poured into black paint. Very interesting kind of effect. It's not splatter paint. I really don't care for the splatter effect. I think this is really cool though. So that was a really nice touch. Let me put this back in the sleeve, sorry. I usually don't pull things out of sleeves, but I usually have it all but this is why I put them in these clear MoFi sleeves, is so that I can show it on camera. But this is such a nice effect that I wanted to pull it out of the sleeve. The inner sleeve comes with this kind of strange bunch of symbols and stuff, and then this kind of imagery, which is, I don't know what it means, but that's kind of what you get with Purity Ring. They're a really cool band. Her voice is amazing. In this new album, she uses a lot of like auto-tune effects, and it's not because she can't sing and it's being corrected. It's, the effect, for the stylistic effect of having auto-tune. She does it sometimes, but not every song. But it's kind of disappointing because she's got such an amazing voice. She certainly doesn't need auto-tune. But again, it's kind of more of an artistic kind of touch or whatever. But I would prefer less of that and more just straight up vocals. But anyway, that's Purity Ring, self-titled, just came out like I think 2 weeks ago. Next one. This is an album that I had been seeing a lot of adverts on Facebook, on her page and stuff, on her Facebook page, and been going on about it, and I've been interested in it. And then I listened to it. I streamed it before it came out. I was like, this is much better. This is her second solo album, and it's better than her first one, I think. Just on immediate listen, just immediate impression was that I enjoyed this music had more hooks and just was better. I just think the writing was better, the songwriting was better. But this is something that I wanted to get on vinyl and wanted to get it at a store. It's on Amazon. I could order through Amazon, but I had a Zia gift card for my birthday. My birthday was a few months back, and I had a Zia gift card. I wanted to use it as burning a hole in my pocket. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to go to Zia and pick this up. Well, I went to my local record store that's not Zia, one that's closer by. And of course, they don't carry it, but they don't carry a lot of things that I listen to. Zia is usually pretty good about carrying some of the more, I don't know, less off the beaten path kind of bands and stuff. That's not just your mainstream stuff that the other record store that I talked about. But anyway, so we went to the first Zia a week ago. Courtney and I went, and they didn't have it. It's disappointing. And so then I thought, well, yesterday I had some free time before we had stuff to do. And so I'm like, I'm going to go out to another Zia. We have like 3 of them here in the East Valley, which is like the suburbs of Phoenix on the east side. And there's 3 Zias. And so we went to the closer one a week ago. We went to the second closest one yesterday, and sure enough, they had it. So I was really happy to finally get this. This is Alison Goldfrapp, the vocalist from the band Goldfrapp. And this is her second solo release called Flux. Really nice. Really happy about this album. To me, I mean, her first album was fine. Her first solo album was fine, but I really enjoy this one even better. It's really cool. This Flux logo or whatever that's on this, it's embossed, so you can actually feel it. You don't feel it's on the back too, but it's not embossed on the back. But that was just an interesting touch that they embossed the Flux kind of logo there on the front. But that's a cool photo on the back of the boot. That's pretty sweet. And then it's gatefold. So this is what the inside looks like. And then it's got stuff on the inside too. But Alison Goldfrapp, Flux, brand new album. I think it's been out for a few weeks. But there's the inner sleeve with the lyrics. And then this kind of photograph on the other side. And it comes in what they refer to, the promoters or whatever, the record people refer to this as acid yellow vinyl. I don't know why, but it's just basically opaque vinyl, opaque yellow vinyl. So yeah, really cool stuff. Looking forward to listening to it more and more now that it's on vinyl. I love listening to electronic music on vinyl. I know it seems counterintuitive, but I think electronic music just is elevated on vinyl. It just sounds really awesome. So yeah, that's her second. Her first one, The Love Invention, that's what that one looks like. And it's good, but I think I like this new one even better. So Alison Goldfrapp. That's my second one. Then my third one, this is another newish release. It came out October of last year, so a year ago, and I finally got around to purchasing this. This is the latest Underworld album called Strawberry Hotel. Again, like I said, it came out a year ago, and I've been listening to it again, streaming, and I've been really enjoying it. I think I like this better than a lot of their more recent albums. It's been 5 years since their last album. Well, their last album was actually a series of like 7 albums. It was like 50 songs and 400 minutes of music. And it's actually really amazing. But there's so much music to it. It's not released on vinyl, of course. I think it was released on like 7 CDs. But this is their first thing since then. And I really enjoy this album. I think it's great. Underworld Strawberry Hotel. 2024. The inner sleeves are these nice heavyweight cardboard inner sleeves there. 2 records, black vinyl. Here's the other inner sleeve. And then the vinyl itself looks like this. Really heavyweight too. I think it might be more than 180 grams. These feel pretty damn heavy. But that's what that looks like. Underworld, love them. I'm wearing my Underworld t-shirt here. Dub No Bass with my Headman. I love Underworld, and it's nice to see that they're still cranking out really good music. Usually a lot of bands, they kind of teeter off the edge a little bit and they get away from what made them great in their early works. And And I feel like this new album is actually, it's not one of my favorites, but it's certainly up in the top tier of their music. So really happy to see that. Strawberry Hotel by Underworld. Another electronic album. Now this is this just came out on Friday, a brand new reissue, one of my favorite bands and one of my favorite albums by this band, Witching Hour by Ladytron. They have this reissue campaign going on now where they started with the 604, their debut, then they did Light and Magic, and now they've done their third album, Witching Hour. Hopefully they'll keep continuing and doing, all their albums on vinyl. But this one I've been wanting to get. It's been to get an original or an early reissue up in the $200 range to get those, and I'm not spending that kind of money. So I was hoping that they would eventually do a reissue of this like they just did with Light and Magic fairly recently. And this is what they've done. Network did these reissues. And it's a no-frills reissue, just like the Light and Magic. There's no inner sleeves. It's just 2 records inside a single sleeve, and there's no inner sleeves. So it's kind of no frills. But it's chock full of fantastic, some of the best Ladytron songs they've ever done. Like almost every single song on here I would put in, like if I made a best of Ladytron mix, it would include almost every single one of these songs. It's such a fantastic album. Light and Magic, and then this album, and then Gravity the Seducer. Those 3 albums are just all equally fantastic. I'm glad to finally have this. This is the last of the 3 that I needed on vinyl of my 3 favorites. Now I just need one more of their albums to get on vinyl, and that's the one that comes after this one. Hopefully they'll do a reissue like next year or something, but we shall see. Anyway, really happy to have this. Again, black vinyl, nothing to write home about. Heavyweight vinyl, nice stuff, sounds fantastic. Again, love the songs. Now, this did come with a little bonus thing, which I thought was kind of quirky and weird. So like, I don't know if you all are old enough in my generation. When I was like in middle school, we had to cover our textbooks with brown paper bags. We would cut out grocery bags from the grocery store and neatly cover our textbooks to protect them. And we were required, at least in my school, we were required to do this with all of our textbooks. And then what would happen is we'd have this blank slate, this blank canvas to work with as kids. And we would draw like our favorite bands. We would draw their logos. I would do that all over all of my stuff and my folders too. The Rush logo, the Ozzy, Van Halen, Iron Maiden, Judas Priest. We would always just fill up every empty space with band logos. And I guess Ladytron is channeling that because they gave us this nice little logo stencil included with the reissue. So now I can take my textbook with its shopping bag cover, and I can trace the Ladytron logo on there and show all my friends how cool I am that I'm into Ladytron, which is a very cool band. So that's awesome. I mean, I'm really think it's cool that Ladytron is doing this. It's pretty awesome. So thank you for the stencil. It's definitely a different kind of add-on. I would have preferred like a little booklet with photos and stuff from tours and studio promo photos of the band and lyrics and all that kind of stuff. That would have been really cool, but I guess a stencil will stand in as a second best thing they could have done. So yeah, and the backside has like all this information, I guess. Mailing list, URL, mailing list information, and yeah, Ladytron. Awesome, love them. They've got a remix, the new RSD radio store, Record Store Day radio. Record Store Day is coming up, Black Friday, day after Thanksgiving, and they released the list of the stuff that's going to be available, and Ladytron is offering a remix album, so I'm definitely going to snag that. So very cool. They're also going to put The last Ween album is going to be available, Shinola. I think I'd like to get that. And then Sleigh Bells debut album, Treats. I've been wanting to get that for a long, long time. So I'm excited about that one as well. Those are the three records that I'm interested in for Record Store Day. So we're going to move from electronics to more dream pop and shoegaze. Now this is a band that I swear somewhere in the back of my withering memory, I think I have seen somebody talk about this band on another channel. I don't know who it was. I don't know when it was. Could have been years ago. I don't know. I don't remember. But for some reason, this band name is familiar. Seems familiar to me. And I'm not going to come on here and pretend like I discovered this band and nobody's ever heard of this and aren't I cool. It's nothing like that. I'm sure that a lot of people probably know of this band. But it's new to me. So I was searching through Spotify. I showed on my recent video, I showed a box set of the Curve, the band Curve, shoegaze band, and I had a box set of the single Horrorhead. So then after that video and all that stuff, I was on Spotify and I was looking to see if I could find Horrorhead on Spotify because that whole album, Doppelganger, is not on Spotify. Their second album, Cuckoo, is not on Spotify for whatever reason, though you can get those on vinyl, but you cannot get it on Spotify. So I was looking just on the off chance that maybe there was the song Horrorhead might just be as a single or something available on Spotify. And it wasn't. But when I did the search, I came across this other band who did a cover of the song Horrorhead. And I'm like, okay, I'll listen to it because usually covers are not great. And that's kind of a difficult song to cover as well. And I listened to it and I really enjoyed it. Not as good as the original, but really a really good interpretation of the song. I really enjoyed it. And so I looked up the band and started going down the rabbit hole of all their albums and listening. They've got 4 studio albums and a bunch of other stuff. And they put out a covers album that this song was a part of. And that's only available digitally, but they have 4 vinyl albums that you can order. At least that many. There might be other stuff out there that I just haven't found yet. But when I find a band that I like and I want to start listening to their discography, I usually start with their newest one first and then go backwards. I don't know why I do that, but it just works for me. So I did that. I listened to their most recent album, which came out like in 2021, and I loved it like immediately. I'm like, this is great. I love this music. And didn't really go into the older albums yet. I listened to like a little bit of it, but I really just kind of focused on this new album, their newest album, which came out 4 years ago. And I ordered it, and so here it is. This is the band called Mint Julep. It's a guy named Keith Kenneth, and his wife Holly. Keith Kenneth he has all these different projects that he works on as a solo musician. He does kind of ambient type music. But he wanted to do music where he could have his wife sing on the music, but he didn't want to do the same kind of ambient stuff that he was doing normally. So he decided they would create like a dream pop shoegaze kind of experience. So they did that. So they created this band called Mint Julep. This is their 4th album, the most recent one, In a Deep and Dreamless Sleep. He's from Boston, like I said. She's a dual citizen from Canada and here. And I would say, talking about this music, I would compare it to, there's obvious Cocteau Twins comparisons because of the dreamy kind of guitar effects and all that kind of stuff. Not the voice. She doesn't sound like Liz Fraser, but she's got a very nice voice. It's just not Liz Fraser voice. But they also kind of remind me of Beach House and Slowdive. So it's kind of all in kind of that area, but they sound different. They're kind of doing their own thing as well. They don't sound like copycats. They sound like they're just doing their own brand of dream pop and shoegaze kind of elements. And it's awesome. It's such a good album. I've been listening to it a lot on my drive. It's a couple of these songs are like on constant repeat with me. I just love listening to them. This is what the back looks like. Those are the song titles. The very first song called A Rising Sun, that one, that's the one that like hooked me in. And it's still, I think, the best song. Also, Lure, the fourth song, is fantastic as well. I really haven't, I spent so much time on those two songs that I really haven't listened to the whole album more than just a couple of times. So I'm sure that a lot of these other songs will grow on me as well. But right now, those two songs are on just constant repeat. Yeah, so I love this album. I'm sure I'm going to enjoy their earlier stuff. I just haven't gotten to it yet. But yeah, Mint Julep. If you like the three bands that I mentioned, if you like that kind of music, I think you'll really enjoy this. Courtney's really loving it too. Yeah, Mint Julep. I ordered, there's like a black vinyl version and there was a mint green version. So I picked up the mint. I think it was actually, the copy that I found on Discogs was actually cheaper than all the black ones. So good deal. So Mint Julep. Next one, we'll stay with the shoegaze here, and this is an EP that I picked up by the Swirlies, one of my favorite shoegaze bands, top 5 shoegaze band for me, out of Boston. Their releases are few and far between. It's really hard to find their stuff. This is an EP. They did a radio session where they played a bunch of their regular old stuff, and they took the recording of that radio session on, what is it called? Punk something. What is it called? Part-Time Punks was the radio program. It's a LA, some radio session in LA radio station. Anyway, I'm not familiar with it, but they took those recordings and put it onto this EP, and 5 songs, and then they added a 6th song, and it's kind of a new release for them, like an actual studio recording, and it's called Fantastic Trumpets Forever. So yeah, so you get a new song plus, you know, a lot of like kind of a mix of their older stuff recorded live in studio, live in the radio station studio or whatever. So very rare. It's listed on Discogs, but there's no copies for sale. This is the only copy that's on eBay, and I grabbed it, and I'm really glad I did. It was a good price, and on red vinyl, and I just went ahead and snagged it. I was actually looking for something else by the Swirlies, and I came across this, and I was like, this is really rare. The other thing I was gonna get is rare, but this is like super rare. So I went ahead and grabbed it first before it disappeared. It's on this red translucent, which I always love to have the red translucent rather than the red opaque. Looks really nice. They always use pictures of ostriches, and there's no difference there. No inserts or anything, but anyway. What was really nice though is that the seller, this is a total surprise when I opened the package, the seller sent me an extra bonus. He sent me this. It's a 7-inch flexi of that single that was on the record I just showed on that EP called Fantastic Trumpets Forever. This is the flexi single of that same song that they released 2 years prior to the EP in 2016 on Joyful Noise Records. So it's a one-side, obviously, flexi disc of that, and it comes with like these little liner notes that are typed up. They look like so. I'm just going to leave that in the sleeve there. This is not like super rare. You can go on Discogs and pick this up for like $5 plus shipping or whatever. It's not that big a deal, but I really enjoy the fact that it was just given to me for free. I thought that was a really nice thing to do. So I wasn't expecting it. So. Any kind of Swirlies release that I get is nice to have. This is the little, he typed up this little thing. Thanks for the order. Here's a free gift. So he kind of stuck that in there. So that was really nice. I like it when sellers do, every once in a while, a seller will include something extra that they didn't have to. And I really appreciate that. I'll definitely give them a great review on eBay. So Swirlies, fantastic. Last one, I wouldn't be a play vinyl in the Milky Night kind of video without having a Stereolab release. This is a 7-inch I just picked up. Ping Pong is the single off of Mars Audiac Quintet, 1994, their 3rd album. This is their probably one of their biggest singles that they've ever released, and it's a mainstay on their set list when they play live. Chances are, more often than not, they'll play this song above any other song. I think the fans are getting kind of tired of it, quite frankly, but it's a good song. It's a good, nice, catchy song. And the B-side is Moogie Wonderland, and this version is on pink vinyl. And there's also a version of this that's on green vinyl. I don't have that one yet, but I'm sure I will pick up a green copy eventually. So Duophonic Records, UK, first pressing, only pressing of this. I also, before I had that 7-inch, I also had the CD version. This is what I originally purchased this single as a CD, and it comes with 4 songs. So it's got the Moogie Wonderland, plus it's got a couple of extra songs there. And it also comes in the 10-inch version with all four of those songs. So I've had that for a while. I've had the CD forever, since 1994, so many years. And now I have the 7-inch. So yeah, that's awesome. And that's my video. Yeah, so I mentioned I got married. Courtney and I got married this past week. A week ago, just over a week ago. We've been married for like 10 days. And it's been fantastic. And so happy about that. And we're going to be going on a trip to go see Stereolab here pretty soon. It's kind of our first little mini honeymoon trip before we do like a real honeymoon, which we'll do that probably next year. But for now, Stereolab's gonna have to do. But it's a nice drive out to California and stuff, and I love California, so it's gonna be a really nice trip. And anyway, that's what's going on with us. And thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already. It really helps with my channel. It really helps me get the motivation to make these videos, because it's a lot of work actually to do all this stuff. And this is actually my second try at this video. The first one got screwed up, and so I had to redo it all over again from scratch. So any kind of support, comments, likes, subscriptions, it really helps the channel a lot, and it makes me motivated to want to keep making these videos and doing this. I mean, I enjoy it. I like doing it, but sometimes, some days, I need a little extra push. So I really appreciate it. Thanks for watching. I love you all. I'll talk to you all later. Bye.